Welcome to another episode of PSLE Science Made Simple. I'm Chen Hong and I'm a PSLE Science Specialist here at the Pique Lab. In this video, I'll be analysing a partial examination question on the topic of forces. I've also prepared this question for you to download for free by clicking a link in the description box below. So, let's get started. Okay, let's take a look at this question. Kenneth is trying to move 4 similar boxes along the same stretch of floor using similar ropes as shown below. All 4 boxes have the same mass and size. In which scenario will Kenneth find it the most difficult to move the box along the floor? Okay, after reading the question, we know that there's this one object that's common in all 4 options that Kenneth is using to pull the box. What would that be? That would be the rope. Alright, so which option should we start analysing from then? Now, when you look at all 4 options, we see that there are some options whereby Kenneth not only just used the rope, Kenneth also added something else to the setup. Alright, so which options are these where Kenneth has added something to the setup? We see that it is option 1, Kenneth used card with wheels. Option 3, Kenneth used oil at the bottom of the box. And also option 4, Kenneth rubbed the rope with oil. Alright, and there's this setup where Kenneth only use a rope without anything added. That will be option number 2. Alright, so what is the wisest thing to do for this question? Where should we start analysing from? We can start analysing from the options where Kenneth only used the rope and nothing else. Alright, so we can use it as a basis of comparison to other options where Kenneth has added things. Alright, so which is the option whereby Kenneth did not add anything else but only use a rope? That will be option number 2. Okay, so we can look at option number 2 first. So Kenneth is going to pull the box to the right side with a rope. So let's label our forces. Are there any other forces acting on the box? Remember, there's just one force that acts on all objects at all times. What force is that? That is gravitational force. Let's label. Alright, I'm going to use GF as a short form for gravitational force. Are there any other forces acting on the box? Actually, there is. Think about it. When Kenneth is pulling the box is rubbing against the floor. Right, so when 2 surfaces rub against each other, what force would be between the 2 surfaces? It will be frictional force. Now, question is, in which direction should we draw frictional force? Recall, does friction go along with motion or does friction oppose motion? We know that friction will oppose motion, and since Kenneth is pulling the box to the right, friction should be to the left. Let's label. I will use FF as a short form for friction. Alright, so after labeling our forces, we have to figure out what might cause Kenneth to find it difficult to pull the box. So since Kenneth is pulling the box to the right, for him to find it difficult to pull the box, there must be a force that is holding him back like this. Alright, so which force would that be? Would that be frictional force or gravitational force? We know that would be frictional force. Frictional force is causing him to find it difficult to pull the box to the right. Alright, so when we compare option 2 with other options, we know that we are looking at frictional force. So let's compare option 2 with the first option first. Right, in this first option, what is added to the setup? We see that it is cut with wheels. What does wheels do to frictional force between the box and the floor? We know that wheels will reduce friction. Let's write that down. And since wheels reduces friction between the box and the floor, do you think Kenneth will find it easier or harder to pull as compared to option 2 when there's no cut with wheels? We know that Kenneth will find it easier to pull the box as compared to option 2. Alright, now let's compare option 2 with option 3. Now, option 3, what is the thing that's added to the setup? We see that it is oil at the bottom of the box. Now, what is oil? We say that oil is a lubricant. And what does lubricants do to the surface that is applied on, in this case the box? We know that lubricants make the surface smoother or rougher. Lubricants make the surface smoother. So will frictional force between the box and the floor be increased or be reduced in this case? We know that frictional force between the box and the floor will be reduced. Alright, so this is similar to option 1. Frictional force between the box and the floor is reduced, and therefore will Kenneth find it easier or harder to pull the box with oil at the bottom as compared to option 2? We already can conclude that Kenneth will find it easier to pull the box in option 3 as compared to option 2. Finally, let's analyze option number 4. Now, option number 4, what is added to the setup? We can see that Kenneth rubbed the rope with oil. Do you think he will find it easier to pull the box with the rope? Think about it. How many of you have touched oil before? It's very slippery, correct? So after adding oil to the rope, do you think Kenneth will find it easier or harder to grip onto the rope? He will definitely find it harder to grip onto the rope. This means to say, if you compare option 4 with option 2, do you think Kenneth will find it easier or harder to pull the box with the rope? Kenneth will definitely find it harder to pull the box with the rope because this oil is so hard to grip on. So it will be harder to pull the box. Alright, so after analyzing all 4 options, in which scenario will Kenneth find it most difficult to move the box along the floor? We can see that it is option number 4. Thank you for watching and I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you found this video useful, do give us a thumbs up. If you would like to check out more videos by us, do click on the links on the right hand side. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Thank you and I'll see you next time. Bye!